Imagine running an underground poker empire for A-list celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, only to end up staring down the barrel of a mobster's gun before the FBI crashes the party. This is the unbelievable true story of Molly Bloom, a woman who went from Olympic hopeful to the poker queen of the underworld. Back in Colorado, 19-year-old Molly was a force of nature on the slopes. She was ranked third in the entire country for mogul skiing and was on the fast track to the Winter Olympics. But during a qualifying run in 1998, disaster struck. A devastating injury ended her skiing career in an instant, crushing her dreams and forcing her to find a new path. After a brief pivot toward law school, Molly decided to take a year off in Los Angeles to clear her head. She started as a cocktail waitress, but her life changed forever when she met Darren, a real estate mogul and co-owner of the infamous Viper Room. Recognizing her drive, Darren hired her as his assistant. Then, in 2004, Spider-Man himself, Tobey Maguire, walked into the picture with a wild idea: hosting high-stakes underground poker games in the basement of the club. Darren put Molly in charge. The problem? She didn't know a single thing about poker. She spent her nights Googling the rules and her days setting the stage. Soon, billionaires, Wall Street titans, and superstars like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were sitting at her tables. On her very first night, she walked away with $3,000 in tips alone. Molly realized this wasn't just a job, it was her golden ticket. She became a student of the game, mastering the strategy and the personalities. She wasn't just a host anymore, she was the gatekeeper. For years, the stakes grew higher and the rooms grew more exclusive. But in 2007, a blowout argument with Darren got her fired. Most people would have folded, but Molly was a hustler. She took her contacts and started her own independent operation in luxury hotels across LA, eventually pulling in a staggering $4 million a year. But the high-stakes world has a dark side. Tobey Maguire allegedly became a nightmare to deal with, even reportedly offering her a $1,000 chip to bark like a seal. Molly refused to be humiliated, and in retaliation, Maguire convinced the big players to move the game elsewhere, effectively nuking her LA business. Undeterred, Molly packed her bags and moved to New York City to rebuild. In the Big Apple, the games got even more dangerous. Looking to increase her profits, Molly started taking a rake, acting as the house and taking a percentage of the pots. This single move turned her legal gray area business into a full-blown federal crime. Without proper vetting, she accidentally opened her doors to the Russian mob. Soon, the Italian mafia wanted a piece of the action, demanding protection money. When she refused, a mob goon showed up at her door, held her at gunpoint, and beat her severely. She only escaped the mob because the feds coincidentally swept them up in an unrelated bust. However, Molly's luck finally ran out in 2011 when the FBI raided her games and froze every cent she had. By 2013, she was under arrest. Facing years in prison, she eventually took a plea deal, receiving 1 year of probation and community service. Her life as the poker queen was over, but her story was so wild, Hollywood eventually turned it into a blockbuster movie.